Did you hear about the dragonfly who went to a restaurant? He asked the waiter, "Why are the meals so expensive?" The waiter replied, "Because we serve it on the fly." Now that's a funny way to start our journey into the life of a dragonfly, isn't it? Imagine being as small as a dragonfly. These fascinating creatures are not just any ordinary insects, they're quite small, ranging from 1 to 4 inches in size. But don't be fooled by their size. They have some pretty unique features that make them stand out in the insect world. Meet Denny, our dragonfly guide for the day. Now Denny is not your average insect. You see, he has 2 sets of wings that can move independently of each other. This means he can hover like a helicopter, zip around at lightning speed, and even fly backward. Talk about impressive. Next, let's look at Denny's eyes, which are quite the spectacle. Dragonflies have large compound eyes that cover most of their head, giving them nearly 360-degree vision. They can see in all directions at once, which is a handy trick when you're hunting for food or avoiding predators. Now take a look at Denny's long abdomen. It's a bit like a tail, but it's not just for show. It helps Denny balance while he's flying and is also used in laying eggs. But that's a story for another day. So what does a day in Denny's life look like? Well, it's full of adventure. He spends his day flying around hunting for food and exploring his surroundings. It's a busy life, but Denny loves every moment of it. As the day winds down, Denny takes one last look at the setting sun, his wings shimmering in the fading light. He's had a full day of flying, hunting, and exploring, and now it's time for a well-deserved rest. So as the sun sets, Denny the dragonfly zooms back home, ready for another day of adventure tomorrow. Now Denny isn't the only kind of dragonfly out there. There's a whole world of dragonflies, each with its own unique style. Just like we humans have different personalities, dragonflies have different species, each with its own set of characteristics. Let's meet some of Denny's friends, shall we? First up is the common green darner. This dragonfly is a real globetrotter, known for its long-distance migrations. Imagine, a tiny dragonfly traveling thousands of miles, just like a jet setter. And its name, darner, comes from its resemblance to a sewing needle. Now that's what we call sowing the seeds of friendship. Next we have the blue dasher. This dragonfly is a bit of a show-off, always perching on a stick or a leaf to display its beautiful blue body and yellow-striped abdomen. It's the fashionista of the dragonfly world. And then, there's the 12-spotted skimmer. This dragonfly has, you guessed it, 12 spots on its wings. It's like it's always ready for a party with its polka-dotted wings. Now these dragonflies aren't just pretty faces. They each have their unique traits. The common green darner is known for its speed and agility. The blue dasher, it's a master of stillness, able to hover in one spot like a helicopter. And the 12-spotted skimmer, it's the dancing queen, with a flight pattern that resembles a dance. Did you know that these dragonflies have been around for hundreds of millions of years? They've seen dinosaurs come and go, and they're still here, buzzing around and being fabulous. So, as Denny meets these other dragonflies, he learns something new from each one. From the common green darner, he learns about the joy of travel. From the blue dasher, he learns the value of stillness and patience. And from the 12-spotted skimmer, he learns to dance like no one's watching. So, Denny made new friends, each one unique and special, just like you and me. Now, what does a dragonfly like Denny eat? Not pizzas and burgers, I can tell you that. Instead, Denny the dragonfly's menu consists of a smorgasbord of insects. Yes, you heard that right, insects. It's like a buffet, but instead of pizza, pasta, and ice cream, there are mosquitoes, bees, ants, and butterflies. Imagine that. Dragonflies are fantastic flyers, and they use this skill to catch their dinner mid-air. They simply swoop in, grab their meal with their feet, and munch away. It's like their own version of a drive-through. Mosquitoes are a favorite snack for dragonflies, so next time you're swatting away those pesky mosquitoes at a summer picnic, remember to thank our dragonfly friends. They're doing their part to keep the mosquito population in check, but that's not all. Dragonflies also enjoy a healthy helping of bees, ants, and even butterflies. It's a bug-eat-bug world out there, folks. Interestingly, dragonflies are quite the traditionalists when it comes to their diet. You see, they've been around for a whopping 300 million years, and their eating habits haven't changed much since. They've always been insectivores, feasting on the same insect buffet for millions of years. Now, this diet might seem a bit creepy-crawly to us, but to dragonflies like Denny, it's simply delectable. Each insect offers a different flavor and texture. Mosquitoes might be the equivalent of a delicate, light appetizer, while a robust ant could be like a hearty main course. And a butterfly? Well, maybe that's like a sweet dessert. Just as we need a balanced diet to stay healthy, dragonflies also need a variety of insects to meet their nutritional needs. They're not picky eaters, but they do know what they like. So, next time you see a dragonfly zipping around your backyard, remember, it's probably just looking for its next meal. And if you see fewer mosquitoes around, well, you know who to thank. So, Denny's diet might not be appetizing for us, but for him, it's a feast. Dragonflies like Denny don't live in houses or apartments, so where do they call home? What a fascinating question. Let's dive in to explore the answer. Dragonflies, just like our friend Denny, usually reside near bodies of water. They love the comfort of ponds, lakes, streams, and sometimes even the shallow parts of oceans. They're not just there for the beautiful view, but because water is a crucial part of their life cycle. Now let's talk about this life cycle. It begins with an egg, but not just any egg. A dragonfly's egg is so small that you might need a magnifying glass to see it. These tiny eggs are laid by the female dragonfly, usually under the water surface on plants or directly into the water. From this tiny egg, a nymph emerges. A nymph, you ask? Yes, indeed. A dragonfly nymph is like a mini dragonfly, but without wings. These nymphs live underwater, and guess what they do? They eat and grow, just like you when you're having your favorite meal. This stage of a dragonfly's life can last from a few months to a few years. Imagine being a kid for that long. During this time, the nymph will shed its skin multiple times as it gets bigger and bigger. Finally, one day, the nymph crawls out of the water and something magical happens. It undergoes a transformation, a process called metamorphosis. The nymph's skin splits open, and out comes a fully formed dragonfly. But wait, its wings are still soft and need to harden. Once the wings are ready, the dragonfly takes off for its first flight. And so, the dragonfly spends the rest of its life flying around, exploring its surroundings, and basking in the sun. You might see them darting around your local pond, or maybe even in your backyard if you're lucky. So a dragonfly's life is quite an adventure, from a tiny egg to a flying marvel. And it all happens in their sweet home right next to the water. Isn't nature amazing? Now that we've learned so much about Denny and his friends, it's time for a quiz. Let's see how much you've been paying attention. Alright, here's our first question. Can you remember what our friend Denny, the dragonfly, loves to eat? That's right. Dragonflies are quite the predators. They love munching on mosquitoes, bees, and even other dragonflies. Talk about a hearty appetite, right? Now let's move on to our second question. Denny isn't the only dragonfly in town, you know. There are thousands of dragonfly species in the world. Can you name one species of dragonflies? Good job. There are many to choose from. For instance, there's the giant dragonfly, the smallest being the elf, and Denny's personal favorite, the blue dasher. Each species is unique and special in its own way, just like you and me. Finally, our third question. Where do Denny and his dragonfly friends live? Yes, you got it. Dragonflies love areas with fresh water, ponds, lakes, streams, you name it. If there's water, you'll likely find a dragonfly nearby. They lay their eggs in or near water, and their young, called nymphs, live in the water. So if you're ever near a body of water, keep your eyes peeled. You might just spot a dragonfly or two. Well, that brings us to the end of our quiz. You all did an exceptional job. It seems like you've learned a lot about Denny and his dragonfly friends. Isn't it fun to learn new things? Great job on the quiz, everybody. Remember to subscribe to GURUKIDZ Smart Kids channel for more fun and learning. Until next time, keep buzzing with knowledge, just like Denny the dragonfly.